I chose years ago to commit to saying yes. And that was saying yes to me and to everything it is that I want in life. And it wasn't easy. It was a journey for me to get there. But once I did it, everything changed and opened up for me. And I found myself living a life of authenticity. Hi, I'm Ebony Aliyah, founder and executive director of Fruits of Ali nonprofit. Now, I did not choose this work at random. I've spent my lifetime telling stories. From when I was a child, I've been a storyteller. But what I realized on my journey is that the most important story was the one that I've been telling myself. And there were moments that I wasn't telling myself a good story. There were moments where I had a lot of shame. And through my inner work and through this journey, I learned to really flip the script on the story that I was telling myself and really started telling a story that honored me and embodying the storyteller that's in me. And it came from loss and me making a decision to keep going and finding a way to honor my father. Fruits of Ali, my father was Ali Rowe, but it is honoring him. And he was one of the greatest storytellers that I know. My dad had a way of teaching you through a story, right? He would always help you see things from a different perspective through sharing a story. And those stories were stories that he either lived from experiences or stories that he's read or that he's heard, but it was always something that made you think and it stayed with you. I've worn many hats in my life: social worker, educator, leader, guide, but storytelling was always the constant in my life. I would script in a journal every day the type of day that I wanted to have or what I wanted to feel. I would do the opposite of what I was feeling for that day, especially when it was really hard for me to continue going. I would journal, release, but then I would also script. I had this way of scripting who I wanted to be, how I wanted to show up. Even if I wasn't showing up as that, I would still script it and write it. And I did this consistently. Even on those hard days, I was showing up and I don't know where it came from. There's something about grief that really goes unspoken. It's so heavy. It's such a heavy feeling. It's such a heavy experience. There's an expiration date for everyone. And I can always say I would never wish the loss of a parent on anyone, but it's part of life. And it's been a part of my life. Losing my father still impacts me. It's been about 7 or 8 years now, and I've lost track. I don't keep track of that anymore, but it's roughly around that time. And as heavy as that was, as heavy as it still is for me in certain moments, it's taught me so much about myself because it really, really forced me to go in. It was the first time I've ever done therapy for myself. As a former social worker, I've helped so many young people overcome so many challenges and trauma and providing them with services that I was in a place that I needed those services that I used to provide and refer others to. And seeing the transformation in that journey and really tapping into me, grief in a way essentially cracked me open. Um, in ways that I wasn't ready for. I don't think anyone is ready for it, but yeah, sometimes they say when you're low, there's no place to go but up. And I chose to go up. It also taught me one thing grief also taught me was just how fragile time is and how important it is to spend time doing things that we love, that we're passionate about, that really gives us joy, that brings us joy, and spending time with the people that you love, being intentional about who you surround yourself with. And if you can do both at the same time, that's even better, doing things that you're passionate about with the people that you love. And that is the community that I've form at Fruits of Ali. I find Fruits of Ali to be a family. All of the volunteers who've ever come through the doors of Fruits of Ali, they know that they are a part of our family. They are a part of the Fruits of Ali family because my father was family oriented. Yes, I had my biological family, but I have so many extensions of family because that's just the man that he was. And those values are in me as well. So it's important to me that have that type of energy and dynamic and that community where people are a part of a community where they feel seen and they feel heard and they feel valued. Because once that happens, you can really, the trust develops, and then there's that openness to share and that willingness. There's so many people that I've crossed paths with that are still carrying that burden of holding on to their stories and people, and then within minutes they're sharing so much with me, and these are things they've never shared with anyone, and they don't even know me, but they're sharing. And it's me, it's my gift, but it's also the gift of storytelling, right? It's me sharing my stories that allow for others to feel comfortable and safe enough to share their stories. And there has to be that. We talk about a lot of like sensational things, but I don't think many people want to really talk about emotions and how we feel and when things come up. Instead of just pushing them down, it's important to release them, because when you push them down, those are stories. That's your story that you're suppressing and repressing. And it's also to be mindful of the stories that you're telling yourself. And what I've learned as a social worker was a lot of young people, especially my young people who had suicidal ideations, they were stuck in a loop of stories that their parents were saying to them, telling them they're not all worthy, calling them names that are not in alignment with making someone feel good, right? So they started to believe that. And just think, if someone is constantly telling you you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're ugly, or your siblings are saying it to you as well, you start to really internalize that and you will move through life believing that. Or if you're at a workplace and your supervisor is constantly ignoring you or making you feel like your work isn't good enough and you just don't feel valued in that workspace, that can really chip away at your self-esteem, and you may not even be aware that that's happening. There is a book called The Body Keeps the Score, and it really goes into, there are a lot of moments in our life that impact us that we are unaware of, and our body remembers these things and it keeps the score. So it'll manifest in different diseases in our body, and we are completely unaware of it because we think we've moved on from something. But unless you address it and talk about it, you can't really move. And storytelling is such a powerful tool for that. It really allows for major shifts to happen in your life because it's the inner work. It's us. It's what you think of yourself and how you see yourself. And that is the important thing. And until you shift that, you'll still stay in loops and cycles and wonder why things are not changing or why things are still the same. As unfortunate as it was to lose my father, if it wasn't for his loss, I wouldn't have taken the 3 year sabbatical that I did take. And through that, I really reconnected with the creator in me, the storyteller in me, the creative, that fire that I once had when I was younger. I used to direct plays for my family when I was a kid, like organize and do everything with my little cousins, put on full on productions. And I went to school for television and film production, and I went to school for theater. I studied the arts. I was a storyteller at heart, as a social worker. I was still a storyteller. I was doing exactly what my daddy was doing. I was using stories to connect with young people, to make them feel comfortable and safe to sharing their stories with me. And it was so effective. And it wasn't just with social work, it was even as an educator. And I was a professor at an all women's university in East Africa, and I piloted quite a few programs, and one of them was my multimedia storytelling program. And that's when I learned of a lot of the trauma that the young women at the university experienced due to the country, the turmoil of the country, and loss. Loss was so heavy because of the war that had taken place that there was really no space for sharing. Like, I know in the African American community, they say therapy is taboo, mental health is taboo. It's something that people don't want to talk about. And it's not just in the States, it's really globally when it comes to melanated people. And the club was a safe space, right? And it showed me just really firsthand the power of storytelling and how such an effective tool it is for change and transformation and shifting perspectives and the power behind shifting perspectives. So when I came back home, it really empowered me to start the nonprofit and to do this for people back in the States. And that's where the virtual story lab came into place. The virtual story lab is virtual so we can connect cultures from all across the diaspora, and it's a space where you can come and you can find community and you can share your stories and really find your voice and develop your voice as a storyteller. Most people who've come in, pretty much 100% of the people who have entered into this virtual story lab, whether they came for a workshop, one workshop for 1 hour, they left change, right? They realized they reconnected to a storyteller they didn't even know was inside of them. They would leave writing poetry and never saw themselves as a poet, right? Or just sharing with someone and realize the gift of listening too, just listening to someone else's story. Number one, you now have the gift of allowing someone else to release. You become that safe space. You get to hold space. And there's beauty in that too. There's a gift in being a gift. And then for the person that's releasing, now they finally had someone in a space where they were able to share their story. And it's an honor to be a part of this journey and to have this program, this platform for people to come in and really reconnect and dig back in and find their power. It's important that you know who you are before someone else tells you who you are. Because if we don't know who we are, we'll just become anyone and anything. I remember a friend told me it's not what people call you, it's what you answer to. Right. So it's not really the stories that other people tell you. It's the story that you're telling yourself because that is the greatest story. And I want you to tell yourself the greatest story that you ever can. Right. I have that vision and script it, write it, tell that story to yourself every day. And that is why I am starting a 1 month campaign to commit to yourself. It's a 1 month commitment to you. Because you deserve it. It's about time that you dedicate time to yourself. And I'm not talking about dedicating it into the gym. If that's what you choose to do, then I'm here for you. I'm supporting you. I'm your cheerleader. But this is really just for you to reconnect to you. Sometimes we lose sight in the small things like consumption, what we consume, what you consume. Let's do this for a month, right? Show up every day and just commit to you, treating yourself better, nourishing yourself. It's important that you love yourself because we all know if we don't love ourselves, how can we expect someone else to love us, right? We have to love ourselves. We have to love ourselves the way we want others to love ourselves. Showing is better than telling, right? Like, I could show you better than I can tell you, right? So let's show. Let's show up every day for ourselves. I'm going to be here with you, right? I'm going to make a video every Sunday for the month of February to show you my journey on committing. I commit to myself every day, right? It's part of my ritual, but I want to empower and encourage you to as well. Finding your voice, rediscovering who you are, and finding your power. And I'm so happy for you because it's time. You deserve it. I know you started your new year with a plan, and now this is helping you commit to that plan. It's time. You have to execute it. We deserve to hear. I want to hear your story. Your story matters. And it's about time that the world knows who you are and that you know who you are. Forget the world, forget everybody else. It's you. It is you who matters. We need to know who you. And I'll share just what I eat in a day, what I do in a day for this whole month. This 1 month, you'll get to see insights into me to help inspire you and empower you to commit to yourself and love on yourself truly, 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 and to really connect to who you are again, right? It's important that you find your voice. I don't get anything from you doing this. I just want to see you empowered and thriving. That is the mission of Fruits of Ali. We empower future storytellers of color to find their voice and spark change through the art of storytelling. And our virtual story lab is a platform that we use to really help you do that. So, are you ready? Because I'm going to be doing it. I'm already starting. I'm excited to have you join me February 1st, we kickstart this, right? 1 month. Just 1 month. You got this. Come on. You can do it 1 month. But what about you? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I know you probably did a face mask today, and I love that for you, but what about in here? Have you shown up and really interrogated who you are? What is up? What do you like? You might be different this season, right? A new year happened. They say new year, new you. But who is that new you? It's time to find out. I'm ready. Let's do this. Fruits of Ali exists so people can have that safe space to share and have form community, a community of shared interests, of storytelling, of sharing, of speaking truth and living authentically, right? I want you to commit to saying yes to yourself. This is your year of yes. This is your season of yes. And it's saying yes to you. And it starts with you knowing you, loving you, and showing up for yourself, right? So get your notebook right now, and I just want you to write down, I put your name. So I'll say me, I, Ebony Aliyah, am committing to me for 1 month. I am committing to saying yes to myself 1 month. That's all it takes is 1 month. They say 21 days creates a new habit, and we're creating a new habit. This is going to be your new daily ritual.